The biggest thing, like I think people don't realize, like I didn't, like hip hop didn't really, like rap music didn't really get into my life until I was older, because my pops is a preacher. So he didn't play any of that stuff. Like that stuff wasn't played. Like I had CDs, even when I got older, that he broke in half and threw out of my car when he drove my car. Like it was all gospel, like acapella gospel, and just like soul, like Al Green, Michael Jackson. He had these vinyls. It was all of that. And my mom listened to a little bit of R&B in the car when I was with her, but for the most part, there was no like radio, real. There was none of that going on. So all my buildup came from just like these raw instrumental sounds and acapella, like tone and like the real parts of like music. So I was into the music first and not writing, which is where the drum set came from that we were talking about, that my parents lost in the move. Yeah. And then going on, getting older, by middle school, playing the piano and things like that. And I always wrote, but I didn't write in the form of song. I just wrote as an outlet. And then I took my first trip to the studio, and I was telling you a story about D Brown, who tried to get me to get in the booth. I wouldn't get in there, and I got in there and I spit these whack 12 bars or whatever it is. But the first time I heard myself back through the speakers, I was like, that's it. Like it was like, and I remember going home that day and I wrote all night that night. Like I didn't record. I wasn't trying to look to go make an album. I just wrote all. That was when I really, really fell in love with, like, it became like a part of me. I was always in love with hip hop, but it was like, it became a part of me. And that's when I really started to really study. I started digging back as far as I could and really like just going through the music. And that's when I started to work at it. And over time, it's like anything. It's like you shoot enough jumpers, you can become a better shooter. You write enough times, you become a better writer. You spit enough times, you become a better rapper. You go through enough music, you'll find the music that fits you. And then over time, I just had the growth. I went through the name changes, the trying to figure out your sound, the whole thing. Like people just didn't get to see that part because I kept it was to myself. Because I'm not them. Like those people aren't me, and I'm not them. The way they did it is the way they did it. But my biggest thing is I feel like people go at it in a way of, put it like, no one wants to hear about the rich are getting richer. Or no one wants to see somebody make up this story. Like if you want to know anything about me as far as who I am now as a basketball player and things like that, you can go on the internet and you can find it. So if I put out this music that says I'm doing this, you know what I'm doing. The schedule for the league released there. So for the next, from October till April, you know exactly where I'm going to be every day. So why would I make this facade of persona that says I'm this or I'm that, or I'll be doing this or I'll be doing that, or talk about all the stuff that you already know? I feel like no one's went at it from like an artist standpoint of being personal and telling a story or showing your filter, like your actual filter, the way you see the world. And that's my biggest thing that I've done. I've found a way to be able to do that. I started off the other way because, I mean, it's natural. Like you trying to find a way for people to want to like you. So it's like maybe I put together these songs where everybody wants to hear. Everybody want to go to the club. Everybody want to see girls. Everybody want to see cars. But like that stuff don't matter. None of that stuff matters. Like that's not the stuff that made hip hop what it is. Mm-hmm. So my biggest thing is to be me, and if I'm being me, then I mean some people aren't gonna like it. I mean, a lot of people might not like it. Nobody might not like it, but I'm still gonna keep doing it because I like it. I do it because I like to do it. I love to do it. How do I put it? The way they went at it, it didn't seem serious. Like it didn't feel like he was really trying to tell me something. It seemed like they were making no knock on it. Like Shaq had some decent songs that weren't bad. Like it just, as far as like the whole thing, it just seemed like it was just made up. Like, cause Shaq is so animated and like, really that's Shaq. Like the Shaq Fu and the Fu Schnickers and all that. That's Shaq. Like he's really that type of guy. People know that now. But when he was younger, you thought he was just trying to find another way to bring more attention. He's doing the Kung Fu and the videos, and it just seems like it's a gimmick, but it's not. And people weren't really ready to be like, he's cheating. Like why he get to be himself too? Like why he get to get paid and go have fun doing something else? Like it must be boring being an NBA player. Like people look at it that way, and it's not. And then I don't really know too much about Kobe's music. Like I just remember the one thing. I remember the clip of him rapping at the NBA thing, the All-Star Weekend thing in front of the kids. But other than that, I don't really know too much about what he did. I don't think he really was trying to. I think he just was young and he loved music and he went in there and somebody, of course, you could do some things with it. He's Kobe Bryant. He was the golden child at that time. I've heard some of KD. I don't think KD has that much music out.
Nah, he doesn't. But he's like featured on
some
songs.
So I've heard him, and like I just feel like it's doable for him. Like he can do it. I think Iman can make some good music. I've heard this. I looked up Iman when I saw a video. I went and looked up and heard some songs. Like Iman can spit. Like he has his thing. Like his thing is his fashion, his clothes. He's fresh. Like it's his thing. Like everybody has their niche and the way they look at things. Like and that's his thing, and he expresses himself through it. And,
you know, Iman, he looks like. You know, if he wasn't playing ball and if he took rapping seriously, he kind of fits that persona.
Yeah,
like
he's creative. Like he's open. Like he has, like you could definitely see it. Which is why people don't really, they're not shunning him. Mm-hmm. And nobody's. I don't think you don't have time to be able to really go at it full time. But nobody's just like like it's not this big thing. Like some people actually mess with his music, and he's in the right place. It's in a big place in New York where music is such a big influential thing. I mean, it's influential everywhere, but you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people. So a lot of people hear it just in this town. Mm-hmm. That a lot of people, like if he was on another team, a lot of people wouldn't even get close to it. The mixtape, No Camping, it comes out September 3rd. Mm-hmm. And we were just talking in the car on the way up here, like I'm gonna put a song out tonight at 10. And then tomorrow we're planning on like putting it out again, like redoing it with a video and everything, making it a bigger thing. But I'm just putting it out tonight at 10 because I'm just tired of waiting. Like I'm tired of because it's time to do it. But I'll just sprinkle songs out here and there. I was gonna do a tape a couple years ago. I was gonna do a tape during the lockout, but like I was telling, we talked before, like I had to be at a certain level because of the way I make music and the way that it's like my baby, for me to be able to get people to really just stop and actually give it at least a little bit of a chance. I felt like they're not gonna wait for me to grow. Mm-hmm. They don't have time for that because of the history of it. It's either it's whack or it's not. You got to be able to have some type of impression off the bat. So I needed to be at a certain level where I believed in it, where it made sense, where I had the topics, I had the sounds that don't sound like they sound like me. Like when you get to go, like it doesn't sound like anything you're looking for, and that's not done purposely, like just trying to be a rebel. It's just that's my soul talking. That's the stuff that moves me. So that's the stuff that the way I go about it. So it's just now I'm at a point where I feel like it's time, and I've done the work. I've put in the time. I've spent the all-nighters in the studio to get it done. And then had to go 2 hours later, go to the gym and spend all day in the gym. Like I did all that, but I did it because I loved it, and I'm ready for it now.
I tell my son, man, you can't afford me, man.
You gonna charge him for a verse, huh?
Yeah, I'm charging. He got money.
Dave Chappelle is a different type of animal, man. His comedic talent and timing is like no other, and I gotta honestly say, I can't disagree in any way, shape, or form.